Atlas, the Titan of Stone, an elemental warframe of Earth, and the hardest one to obtain because it requires an Archwing mission where you fight a giant infested made of failure and bullshit. So today we're talking about the historical background of Atlas. Atlas is an Earth-themed brawler warframe which perfectly matches his namesake, that of the Titan Atlas, and in Greek mythology, Atlas is one of the Titans who waged war on the Greek gods. Now, how the war started was that the sky and the Earth had the Titans, and the Earth god, Gaia, wanted to ensure that they reigned forever and that they were the only ones. And so, Gaia convinced Kronos, who was the king of the Titans, their children, to castrate his father in the sky named Uranus. Everything about the Greek gods is weird. They really should have seen the Greek god of therapy. Now, Uranus, who was obviously more than beyond pissed, cursed Kronos, saying that his children would rise up against him just like Kronos rose up against him. Kronos was now well aware of his fate, and so he swallowed his children whole. Except for Zeus, who managed to be smuggled out. Now, after Zeus was fully grown, he managed to pretend to be a servant of Kronos and gave him a mixture of mustard and wine. And it must have been some strong mustard because it caused Kronos to vomit his children, who were still alive and now fully grown. Because that's how Greek gods work. Zeus and the gods waged war on Kronos and his Titan brethren, where Kronos was soon defeated, and in some legends he and his brethren are driven to the darkest pit of the underworld called Tartarus, where he just chills. Others have him cut into 1,000 pieces and thrown into Tartarus. Either way, they didn't like him. Now, there's different variations of the story, and just from the Greeks to the Romans to Libyans and Berbers to European Renaissance accounts, but this is the version I decided to stick with because it's the standard Greek one. And so in the standard Greek one, Atlas is given a different punishment. He is to hold the weight of the world upon his shoulders, forever linking him with the idea of the globe and the earth. Now, Atlas has 4 unique abilities, as all warframes do. These abilities include Landslide, Tectonics, Petrify, and Rumblers. Now, the move Petrify, as quoted from the Warframe Wikipedia, is that you can fossilize foes with Atlas's hardened gaze. This is a reference to the story featuring Perseus, a legendary monster fighter in Greek legends, who slew the Gorgon, also known as a Medusa. And he kept her head as a weapon and turned it onto Atlas, in which he then promptly turned to stone and became the Atlas Mountains in North Africa. That's quite intense. Now, the other 3 attacks, Tectonics, Petrify, and Rumblers, all reflect that Atlas is the mountains, that they're all rocks. Now, Atlas is part of a set of elemental-themed warframes. He is of the earth, Hydrode is of water, Volt for electricity, and Ember for fire. Atlas also has immunity to knockback when attached to the ground, as when he gets in the air, he is now no longer immune to knockback and can be promptly put down in his place. This is a reference to the giant Antaeus, who was the son of Gaia the Earth, and therefore could never be defeated. As if he was connected to her, the Earth, he was forever immune and would challenge passerbys to wrestling matches, and because he couldn't die, he would win, and then he would kill them. Man, the sons of Gaia really are twats. Now, he was eventually defeated by Hercules, who in Greek legends grappled him in a bear hug, which is actually a lot uglier than it sounds, which prevented him from touching the ground, therefore he's no longer immune. And then Hercules crushed him to death. Lots of death here. Atlas has alternate helmets, as all warframes do. The first being the Tartarus helmet, which is a reference to where Atlas's brethrens are being stored, which is pretty a messed up thing to make a helmet based on, considering Atlas's namesake. Just a bit rude. The second helmet is called Shikaro, and has absolutely nothing to do with Greek mythology. A Shikaro is a neck guard made up of overlapping metal bands, and was part of a kabuto, which is an early helmet design from the 5th century Japan, and would slowly evolve into the standard helm of the samurai, as it would become so widely used, which is a bit odd for a Greek-themed warframe to use. And that's Atlas in a nutshell, dripping in rich Greek mythology, except for that one Japanese helmet, and honestly is possibly one of my favorite designs for a warframe. I just love how he's built, I love his abilities, and personally I would love to use him, except for that Archwing mission. Thank you for sticking around to the end of the video, and as always, thank you for just watching the channel and whatnot. In the description, I will put links to my Twitter and Twitch if you want to check that out. I rarely live stream, but when I do, it's mostly on the weekend, and I stream for quite a few hours. And my Twitter, I post pointless ramblings. You could perhaps chat with me if you wanted to, ask me a question, whatnot, you know, the jargon. And I'm also thinking about uploading not so much like Let's Plays, because I know those are kind of overdone and they could definitely flood a channel, but like occasionally, like once a week or twice a week, put up just a quick gameplay, just so that way you guys can see more of my personality and whatnot. And as always, thank you for watching my channel, and if you would be so kind as to leave a subscribe and a like, that's always appreciated. See you next time on whatever I decide to upload on this channel.